weather is still great. There's a slight wind, but you cannot even tell yet that there is a major storm headed our way. So it is expected to make landfall early Sunday morning down south. And I think the worst part, as a category 4, and I think the worst part is that it will track and bisect the whole entire state of Florida as it moves north. And I know the intensity will actually come down, but nonetheless it will be major hurricane when it still hits us. And since it is tracking up the the middle of the state, we will probably have heavy wind longer. So anyway, this morning we started with hurricane shutters being put up. So our house looks like this right now. So they're easy shutters to put in. The lady or the owners of the house before had them already, so it's easy. So there's just a little screw that or something that puts them in place. And last year when we used this for Hurricane Matthew around this time, before we took them out, we actually labeled them. So this is living room, so that it's easy for us to spot. We have a lot of plants. We're just gonna leave them there. I've actually put down the orchids, put them on the ground. I think they'll be okay there. If it gets really strong, we might bring them in, but right now we're gonna leave them down here. So this is our part of our garage, and here's the front of the house. We haven't put up the shutters for the door since we are still moving in and out. And so again, we have a lot of these potted plants, but there's no place for us to bring them in. I think they'll be fine. We have trees, and this is what scares us the most. We have a couple of trees here, oak trees. When Hurricane Jean or Francis came before, there was a tree. You see the stub over there. That stub used to be a big tree. That's like a mushroom on the top, the leaves, and it fell and almost fell on top of Megan's room. This is Megan's room right here. And so so we had to cut that down. And we have again this huge one, but I think the trunk is sturdy enough, and we have a lot of bamboo over there. So it sways with the wind, but it also sometimes will hit our power line. So I hope they don't hit the power line and we run out of we're out of power. But anyway, so we are pretty much boarded up here. Side of the house is also boarded up. That's our bedroom on the back. And this is our we are kind of elevated, so if you can see, there's a slope. So the land slopes. So we're elevated. These two huge pots that usually are here out for decoration. If we have time tomorrow, we really feel that we need to, we'll probably move these pots right next to the wall. But right, and this is my succulent garden. I will bring them in at the last minute at this time. So hurricanes are, I'm not really a stranger to storms. I'm from the Philippines, and we've had our share of storms back home. In fact, my family just went through the strongest one that hit land in the Pacific, at least ever, which was Typhoon Haiyan. And so we're not strangers to storms, but having your own property and being more aware with technology and simply the tracking of the storms drives me nuts. So actually back in 2004 we went through 4 in 1 year, and I developed severe anxiety. I had to take Xanax I have to admit. And right now it's like just looking at the destruction of from the hurricane in Barbuda and St. Martin, it just breaks my heart and makes you really kind of feel scared. But I think we are prepared. We're not going to a shelter. We're not going to evacuate. I take that back because we have chickens, and I don't know, it just feels like we're more comfortable where the house is. We do know where the evacuation centers are, and we have friends down the road that we can always go to, and that's what happened last year. But I think we will be okay. We are farther up north that I think the storm will have you know, weakened a little bit. I'm sure there will still be howling. I think that's the one thing I don't like, is just the howling sound of the wind scares me to death. So I have cleaned my closet. We are going to be in there should we need to, but I think we will be okay. And so please pray for us. So we're here in the living room, and it is dark, really dark, and I don't like it. So that's the front of the living room. So we have, this is the only light right now that's coming in. That's the front door. And so we also have, thankfully, we put up this skylight. So it gives us the light, and I think we have the full moon, or the moon is up tonight. So even with the shutters in or put up, we will still have some light, because it's I don't know, I just feel so claustrophobic. So but anyway, again, it's dark. That's the bathroom. This is Megan's room. It's dark. It's impenetrable with light. And this is our bedroom. There's a little bit of light there. Now, I know here, so this is my bathroom. See the light? I told him not to put the shutter on the bathroom window because I don't want it to be too dark. Shh, don't tell anybody. And this is my closet. This is where we're going to hunker down tonight. So there's a little space there where we're going to put a bed probably, and we're gonna stay there tonight, or when the storm hits. It's in the middle of the house, and I think we'll be fine. So in preparation, we've also emptied out our fridge, so pretty much it's empty now. Oops, we got some alcohol there. But we are going to put water bottles in here. We did not drink, and our freezer is the same. We've got our ice maker running. We have almost empty stuff here, which we actually have some plastic Ziploc bags. We have a fridge outside, so that's where we are actually freezing some stuff. We just wanted to make sure that we empty stuff from here. This is our hurricane kit, at least for the kitchen. So since sometimes with the power or water is going to be contaminated, sometimes they will not let you use the water. So during hurricanes, it's best if we just use paper plates, plastic spoons and forks, as well as plastic cups. We have the Ziploc bags here for leftovers, or if we need to put our cell phones there should it leak, or the roof leaks or something like that. We have these, but there are only 2 of us, so we really don't need a whole lot for 3 days. So we have the requisite canned soup. I think this one actually is 2 servings, so we're gonna split that up. We have bread. Snagged this one from Publix yesterday, and Hawaiian bread. And as you can see, the storm has not even hit, and we've already been eating rolls, so don't do that. You never know when you're gonna need gum. So I got those. That's part of our hurricane kit. And now you're gonna say, how on earth are you gonna eat these canned goods? Well, we have propane tanks because we have a grill outside. so we can actually cook and heat these up. We can even cook rice on it, so I think we will be okay. And I was so happy yesterday. I was in to 3 different stores and I couldn't find Spam anymore. At the back of this empty shelf were 6 of these small size Spam, which is what I needed. So I grabbed them. It was like Christmas. Happiest day of all. But anyway, since Ralph is a coffee drinker and life or the day does not start without coffee, we have instant coffee. So we can boil water and use that. And we have some snacks. Obviously, we might have a little bit of wine and some mixed drinks. And we have the dip. And who said you can only eat canned goods and have no fresh fruit during a hurricane? Well, I snagged these. These are fruits that you do not need to refrigerate. So just a tip, you don't have, you really don't need to have all just canned goods. You can eat these. And because we have eggs, we have fresh eggs daily. Again, we can cook that with outside on the grill. And see this? Love Pampered Chef. This is a can opener. So we have sardines, and the only way we can open these is with a can opener. So don't leave home without this. This is a must-have. Okay, so that's the food supply that we have for now, and I think it will get us through, and hopefully we won't even need to use it. So we have a very, very minimalistic hurricane kit. Aside from food, we have this for our hurricane kit. We have candles for light. We actually have those fancier ones. And we have flashlights. And we have a charger for our phones. And just a note, you can actually also sit in your car, as long as it's outside of the garage, and charge your phones. You don't have to sit actually. Turn it on, put your phone in, and you can leave, and then just come back, put it in idle. And I did that last year when we had no power, and it worked just fine. But I recently got this and it works perfectly. So we have our lighter for the grill. We have batteries galore, and so I don't like the dart, so I know I will use them up for our mini flashlights. That's for the bedroom. And that's pretty much it. I know that we're supposed to have a radio, a battery operated radio, but we don't have that. So we will instead just refer or rely on our cell phones and apps for our news. And I think we'll be okay. And that's pretty much it. And the one thing that I do before any storm, for some reason, I don't know if I'm just the only one who does this, but I wash clothes. I have to have clean clothes. So I washed 4 loads today, and I have been folding them. And for some reason, it just makes me feel good that we have clean clothes, just in case the power goes out and we can no longer wash our clothes. At least we have clean clothes. And yes, all the boards are up. Ralph is just making sure that they are secured. That is the pool outside, and we are pretty much closed in. And that's when I start getting anxious. I don't like being closed in. But we do have our skylight. Thank God, thank God, thank God. So we put this up when we first move in because this area gets really dark, and it has served us really well. So we are going to bring them inside into the porch. That's their coop. Yeah, that's our neighbor's dog, sorry. And we are going to put them in there. So we're preparing the porch to bring them in, but they are actually a year old today. We got them last year around this time. They were just a day old. And we actually moved them into the bathroom for Hurricane Matthew. So, and this is the back side of the house. This is our pool. That's our bathroom. I told Ralph to put up the shutters if we really need to, so we can at least have some light. That's the living room. And yes, you can actually put your patio furniture inside the pool. And so this is it. And we're pretty much, we're done. We're boarded up. And this is the back side, the back of the house. It's boarded up. So chickens will be going in next. So this is what it looks like now. These are our neighbors, also boarded up. These ones they haven't boarded up yet. I'm not sure why. But our neighbors here have. Also down the road. We only have, there are about 26 houses in this street. And this is our neighbor. She lives by herself in there. She never evacuates. And we usually check on her when the storm is here. But I think we will be okay. So I'll show you after pictures and see what happens to the yard. And just hopefully we also... Well, with all the waiting that we've been doing, we're starting to get cabin fever, so I decided to make pandesal so we can so we can have bread and we don't have to buy more. But so I guess we're just making the best use of our time right now. Thank you all for your prayers.